I want to take just a moment to tell you how excited we are on our side of the hall that Brady Hoke has signed that new contract and going to be with us for a while, and I think that's great news for all of San Diego State, in particular the athletic department. So we're tremendously excited, as everyone is, for Brady and the football team and all of our athletic department. We have a big game tomorrow against Cal, and I've watched enough tape and watched Mike Montgomery for years to know that this will be a very, very difficult game. They are extremely well coached. They lost a lot of players from last year, but he has Mr. Basketball from the state of California last year in Crabb, the freshman. Franklin, arguably the best guard in the state from here, and they're good. They are very good. Don't let the 5 points against Notre Dame fool you. This is a very good basketball team, very well coached, who will be in the mix for the Pac-10 championship again. So we're excited to be playing them. We have found ways to win. We've had stretches where we have gone on runs created by our defense that have allowed us to take a close game and get double-digit separation. Good teams do that, and it's harder to do on the road. We were fortunate to play Wichita State here. If we'd have played in front of 11,000 in Wichita, it very well could have been different. That was a very good team that we beat, as was St. Mary's. So we've got a good team. I said that from the very beginning. How good, I don't know. We'll be tested for sure tomorrow. But we're a hard guard. We've got a lot of guys that can score the ball. And we've been guarding very, very effectively, which has allowed our offense to get spurts. So I will entertain any questions that you might have now. Oh, one last thing. I could not be more appreciative of our crowd. I would say cell phones off if it weren't for the TV guys, so I won't say that. I'm very appreciative of our fans. They have been absolutely sensational and led by our students. We had to be the biggest number of students we've ever had in back-to-back games, and they've helped us win. They have been great, and I know they've enjoyed being a part of what we're doing. So we're going to need them on Saturday when we come home to play University of San Diego, and hopefully they'll cheer us from a distance when we play Cal tomorrow night.
Steve, if you could take a step back, this has been a very difficult week in San Diego sports. Adrian Gonzalez has been traded. The Chargers' rumors to L.A. are intensifying. San Diego State has become a source of good news after many years of not so good news. Can you put your finger on what has been the biggest change here that has given both you and the football program stability and the ability to achieve?
I think so often everything is predicated on football, to be honest with you. If you look at our sports world here at San Diego State over the last few years, it's been pretty good. And I'm not trying to knock football and everything maybe but football. Brady Hoke has done a masterful job of changing the face, the perception, the culture, the look, the feel of the football program. That permeates everywhere. Obviously, it's the biggest drawing sport we've got. So I think when they're good, it makes everything else look better, and all the boats rise a little higher as a result of football. But I think if you go back and look over the successes if you look at all the sports at San Diego State over the last few years, they've been pretty good. Now right now our basketball team is being talked about early on at a higher level than it has been before. We knew, and I think the local media felt that we would be good given all the returnees off of a 25-win season. And then we won a game that in years past we found ways to stub our toe on when we won at Gonzaga. So that really helped us. And then we get 2 really nice wins at home. So I think we've helped ourselves, stay where we are. When we were initially voted in first time ever AP, I said, let's wait and see if we're still around on December the 9th. Because I knew that would be after Cal, and, we would have a little better measure of whether we were going to fight our way through this early non-conference season. But it is good news, and I think the community likes to we're all fans. I took some time to watch the Charger game and pull like crazy for them, and felt bad. I'm not like an angry fan. I know what it's like to be a coach and a player in that locker room. So I have empathy for the players and the coaches more so than probably most fans. Adrian Gonzalez, I went to a lot of Padre games last year, and he was the face of the Padres. I hate to see him go. And yet, I sat with the Padre executive yesterday at a luncheon, and they talked about how excited they were with the new guys they got coming. And, I know nobody wants to hear that, but hopefully that change will be good down the road, or maybe not down the road. Hopefully that'll be good too. But all the while, I feel good about what we're doing here, and I think the community does.
Given that, Steve, you've coached national championship team. You know what it takes to get to the Final Four. Is it appropriate to dream that big here at this point with your team?
Probably not, but we are doing that. I mean, you have to close your eyes and say, why can't we win? Now, to win, you got to get in, and I've said that before. We've got Vegas, who's maybe the best team in our league right now, even though we're rated higher. They're really good. They're undefeated, and BYU's undefeated. They're both very, very good. So we have to get into the NCAA tournament first. That's our goal. And to do, right now, if we continue at that pace, we'll get in. So first things first, get in, win a game. I know that's what most people are saying. Don't start talking Final Four. How about a game? So you win a game, and then then you don't know what could happen. But our kids think they can play with anybody, and I think we can. But also there are a whole lot of schools out there, starting with Cal that we got tomorrow, that can beat us bloody if we're not playing on our A game too.
Coach, you touched on this a little bit after the game against Wichita State. Could you talk a little bit more about Mehdi and how good he really is, except that he's on a team that's loaded with other really good players. But if he were on, another Aztec team or another team in the country right now, how good of a player is he? Is he a frontline type player?
I have empathy and great feeling for Mehdi. He's a tremendous young guy. Nobody works harder, and he's not gotten the time that probably he deserves. And I know I've talked with him, and he's tired of me saying, stay ready, stay ready. But he always stays ready. And he came off the bench when we were in a struggle and had 6 points in 5 minutes against Wichita and played great. Didn't get off the bench in the second half. So you can imagine, from being from France, 22 years old, switched majors. He told me after the game, and we talked again about it. He said, my dad told me if you chase 2 rabbits, you won't catch either one. And I said, Mehdi, he's a great student. So, his dad's saying, hey, focus on one or the other. Get out of biology and do all your work for basketball, or get out of basketball and focus on biology. And I said, you can't do that, and you know that. So there'll be a time when he hits the floor, and hopefully I can find ways to get him a few more minutes. The good news and good thing about the situation is that I do believe if he doesn't play for 3 games, he'll be ready again when we call on him.
How good is he? I mean, if you could, again, it's hard for people to see a guy who has not played very much, but how good is he if he was on another team?
He's a very good player. He's a hard guard. He's 6'8" or 9", and he's a proverbial pick and pop guy that if you screen, big guy always guards him, and he makes open shots. He's gotten better with his post play. He's very good. He's a good player. He's a good player, and we've got other guys that are pretty good playing ahead of him right now. And right now he's our 5th big. And there's a hard finding time for the 5th big, for the 4th big, much less the 5th big.